Hello? Hello! Welcome to your new job at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. I'm here to walk through a few things you can expect during your first week here, and help you get settled in for your first night. But before we dive into that, there's a short introductory message from the company I am required to read. Yeah, it's a legal thing. Welcome to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, a magical place for kids grown-ups alike, where fantasy and fun come to life. Fazbear Entertainment is not responsible for damage to property or person. In the event that damage or death has occurred, a missing persons report will be filed within 90 days, or as soon as the premises have been thoroughly cleaned and bleached, and all the carpets have been replaced. Blah blah blah. Corporate nonsense. Anyway, let's move on to the real stuff. You may have heard some rumors about this place, and look, I'll be honest with you. The company insists in those stories are completely fake. Fazbear Entertainment denies all allegations related to the disappearance of those 5 children. Things like that. Well, they happen sometimes. We are currently dealing with a handful of lawsuits and some ongoing police investigations. Nothing you need to worry about. But because of all that bad press, business has really taken a hit. We're lucky if a few families show up in a day. Which brings us to the sad part. The place is set to shut down at the end of the month. So yeah, enjoy your time here while it lasts. Anyway, let's move on to something a bit more important. The animatronics. During the day, the animatronics are allowed to burn freely to keep the servers from locking up, since they were decommissioned. They only move at night to prevent costly repair fees. Now, here's where things get a little weird. There's a minor glitch in the system. They can always tell humans apart from burned skeletons. If they spot you after hours, they might try to shove you into a spare Freddy suit. Those suits aren't made for people. Filled with wires, metal frames, and sharp parts. You wouldn't last long inside. But don't panic. You have tools at you to help you get through the night. Now, if you spot one of the newer animatronics crawling through the vents, don't panic. Just activate the heater system. These newer models weren't exactly built to handle high temperatures. A few weeks ago, Bunny, yeah, that Bunny, caught fire right there on stage, burst into flames in front of a crowd of kids. Not exactly magical memories. We had to rebuild him from scratch. Since then, their behavior protocols have been patched. Now, if the environment gets too hot, they'll automatically retreat to prevent damage. So, if you see movement in vents, crank up the heat. But only if it's one of the new ones. Now, the old spring-lock models, and that's a whole different story. They don't have thermal sensors like the new ones. In fact, they can't see much at all in the dark. If one of them manages to get into your office, just cut the lights. They'll assume the room's empty and usually back off. Whatever you do, don't use the heater on them. Heat makes their systems unstable, and, well, let's just say they start acting in ways that aren't exactly predictable. Also, keep any of them away from critical areas like the server room or the breaker room, that sort of thing. If you get in there, you trigger total system failure. You really don't want to deal with that if things get messy. Use a flash beacon to drive them back. It's bright enough to start them, most of them. Just don't overuse it or you'll drain power fast. Anyway, that should cover everything for tonight. Keep an eye on the cameras. Use the tools wisely. Shut down the office power if things get out of hand. Piece of cake, right? Alright, Good luck, and I'll check in with you tomorrow night. Hello? Hello, hello! Welcome to your new job. Hey, hey! You made it tonight too. Not everyone does, so good job, I guess. I bet you're starting to notice just how empty this place feels at night. No kids, no birthday parties, just the sound of the building cracking and those things rendering around. Hard to believe this place used to be packed with families, right? Now it's nothing but a shell of what it was. We don't even get any customers anymore. By the way, have you seen Fred Benjamin in the Boston service room? They were retired after the Great Bite incident of 1983. We tried to refit them with newer tech, but it was too expensive. Instead, we just made new suits for them. The plan was to reuse them, but the project got cancelled. Now they just sit there collecting dust. Anyway, what was I supposed to tell you tonight? Let's see. Hold on a second. Foxy. Oh, yeah, Foxy. Listen, Foxy's always been a bit glitchy. He malfunctions whenever bright lights point at him. The other animatronics don't react to light like that. It's just Foxy. So, if you ever see him in the hallway, flash a light on him from time to time. Try to keep him at bay. Anyway, that's it. Shouldn't be too hard. Have a good night and talk to you tomorrow.